Happy Saturday, people. How are you today? Thank you to everyone joining in on the replay. We are live for our Sat Art Day session. My hair is a bit wild, I can see. I was rushing around, but now it's time to get creative. Thank you, everyone who are joining today. Let me just switch this one on so no one will call us in the middle of the session. There we go. So, who do we have here today? I can see 2 people are on right now. I am thinking that probably a few more will be joining as we go along. I haven't really been promoting this all that much this week because I've been quite busy doing art and art classes and whatnot. So, but now we are on and we are gonna get creative together. Now, what you need for this session is you will need a paper, just a normal drawing paper, whatever you have, a notepad or anything like that. And then you will need your markers. These are Sharpies, but I mean, obviously any marker will do. And also, if you want, you can use a pencil to first sketch out your drawings, and then use the markers once you've refined the lines. Me, I am Charlotta from London Art Nanny. I run art classes in London. And I also run Zoom classes online, so that's globally. But I'm based in London now, born in Finland, lived in London for 8.5 years now. Yes, so what are we doing today? As mentioned already in the title, I will talk about ZENTANGLE patterns. Now, ZENTANGLE, it can be anything really. You can draw a animal or anything you want to draw, and then we will fill it in with different patterns. And you can see in this one, I drew a little fishy, and then I filled it in with different patterns. So I will go through these basic ones on a different paper today, and then you can decide what kind of pattern you want to make. Let's see who's there. Insurance Guru, hi, thank you for joining. Are you joining from, was it India you're from, maybe? I believe so. Marissa Art is here, thank you for joining. Marissa, are you into Zentangles or mandalas at all? I've seen a lot of your videos as well, and I love what you're doing. You're very creative. I mentioned mandalas, so mandalas, then if you're from India, then you're probably quite familiar with mandalas already. Mandalas are in these kind of like circle shaped, and then you make these kind of flower patterns around it. And that is very, very detailed. Hi, Simone, thank you for joining. Let's see. Hi, Charlotta, we are here, but can't see or hear anything as my laptop is buffering. What do you mean that your internet is not working? Can everyone else hear and see me okay? I hope so. Let me know in the chat box if you can hear me clearly and see my image so that I'm not talking to myself. That will be a waste of time. Yes, Insurance Guru is saying mandala art, I know. I thought so, because it's quite common in India, isn't it? I'm not sure. I think it might even come from India. Do you think? It is all perfect. Thank you so much. I love that you can see me and hear me clearly, because that will be so frustrating. Let me see. I think I have a few other mandalas in here. Oh, here's another one. So this is the flower of life, and this is drawn with a compass. But yeah, today we won't be doing mandalas, we will be doing Zentangles. Here's another one. This one I didn't finish yet. That's just a quick sketch out of a mandala, and that one needs to be colored in. Pujan Kava, is that correct? Please excuse my pronunciation. This is a colorful mandala-ish kind of drawing. I love all of these sorts of mandalas. I actually have a whole playlist with mandalas and zentangles. So I'm going to add today's session to that playlist later on. Simone is saying, I'm good, thanks. Simone, I hope that it starts working for you. Simone is saying, just seeing if the video will come up on my phone with the mobile data as we are still struggling. I'm so sorry, Simone. That's so annoying for you if your connection is playing up. I hope that will work out for you. Here's another way of me working with zentangles. I made a paper mache bird and then I added some zentangles. And again, you can see it's simple patterns, but when repeated, it turns into quite a cool effect. My last video that I posted a couple of days ago is this phoenix bird. And again, this one has these kind of patterns on the back. And the thing with drawing these kind of patterns is that it is very calming, it's very meditative because it's repetition. So you don't need to think all that much when you're drawing. It's kind of just going by on its own. Now let's see, let me just move some stuff from my table. Let's see what you guys are saying. Marisa Art is saying, I love the colored zentangle. Thank you so much. Okay, let me just make some space here on the table and then I'll take out the paper and then we'll start with a few basic. Hi Karuna, how are you? Thank you for joining. I am not sure, are you new to the channel? Please let me know if you're new to the channel, and in that case, how did you hear of the live today? Did YouTube recommend it, or how did you find this channel today? What I will say, another thing is, I like to use 2 different thicknesses of the markers today, so that it makes quite a cool effect. Like you can see, for example, in this one, you see some lines are thicker and some lines are thinner. And Simone, if your kids are joining today, if they want to, they can make an animal. So you draw a basic shape of an animal. This one is a fish, as you can see, but anything like a cat, for example, just a simple 8-shaped cat. And then you start filling it in with different patterns. So first decide what kind of animal or with zentangle patterns. Marisa Art is saying, I love the phoenix bird. Thank you. That is very sweet of you. I actually really love making zentangle patterns. Now it was saying the connection is unstable. I hope that you can see me clearly. So Simone is saying, I'm so sorry, but it's still not working on any of my devices. Ryan is on a Zoom call, and I wonder if it's because of this. I will catch up on replay, but still stay on and hope it fixes. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I really hope. It seems like the rest of you can see me clearly now, so I hope that it's not my connection. Fingers crossed. Simone, I'm sorry about that. I hope that you can catch up on replay later on if it doesn't start working. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this one down like this so you can see my desk, and then we're gonna draw some of the basic patterns on here. One second, let me just quickly check that. Okay, 1 second. I'll check the internet for 1 second and then I'll come back. Okay, so I hope that it is okay now. So what I said was I'm gonna turn the camera down like this so you can see my paper, and then we will draw some basic patterns on here. I think I need to take the light down a little bit. And then on here, let's move that one so you can see my paper a bit clearer. There we go. We are getting there. I think I'll take down that one because it's distracting in the background. I'll put this one instead. This video is coming up soon. I'll put that one over here. Okay, so we are gonna go through some basic Zentangle patterns on this one. And I am gonna start with just using a basic black marker. And what you do is when you draw mandalas and Zentangles, the most basic one is obviously just straight lines like this. So you fill up a space just with repeated lines. That's very, very basic. Or then you turn the lines the other way around, just horizontal lines, or diagonal ones. If any one of you are drawing along as we go, let me know. And let me know what kind of Zentangle animal or drawing you will make today. So these are the basic lines. Now let me draw a new line over here. The next line, let's see if it shows if I draw with this one. It's just simple bumps like this. So a semicircle, and again you repeat roughly the same semicircle again and again to make it into a pattern. This one I use quite often, and it turns out quite nice when it's repeated again and again. Let's see if there's, in this one I put it like that kind of bumps over here. And then you can fill them, even those bumps you can fill in with different patterns. So that's another one. If you want to, in this one you can see I made a bit of a longer, and then I repeated it again and again and again until I filled up the whole circle. So you can make another line, and then you go from the middle to the next one. So one like this, and another one. And then you continue until you filled up that space that you want to fill up. And you can see that this is just the way I do it. It's free drawing. It's not measured or anything too precise. If you make mandalas, the circle ones, you can make a compass to make the exact circles, and then you can make guidelines to see that you get roughly the same sized shapes. So you just continue and continue until you fill the space you want to make. Now the next one, I'll make a line like this. It's just simple triangles. So up and down, up and down, up and down. And if you want to make these a bit more detailed, you can obviously do so by filling in these triangles with different lines or shapes as well. So for example, if you make lines in here, that's another little pattern within the pattern. And I think the more detailed you make these, the cooler the effect. And again, mixing up with thicker lines, thicker markers, and thinner lines to define the different areas. Marisa is saying, yes, there you are. Yes, I just quickly went to check that it's not my Wi-Fi that's playing up. There we go. Now the next one is when you have a space like this. Can you guess what the next one will be? So we got lines, bumps, triangles. Now the next basic shape is just simple polka dots. And again, you fill up the space here and there. And if you want to, you add more patterns within the dots. That will make it a bit more interesting. Or you leave them white. And you can also color in the in-between space. So if you make the lines in here, it's quite fun effect as well. Like that. And obviously when you're making your artworks, you will take more time. Now I'm just quickly showing you to get the idea of the very basic Zentangle and mandala patterns. Like that. Then the next one, I'll keep this fish. I hope you can see it, just in case someone is finding some inspiration in this animal and what you can make out of these patterns. Oh, this glass, by the way, since quite a few of you are from India, this glass is an Indian design. I cannot, on the top of my head, remember what the name of the company is. It's actually over here. Maybe you guys know this one. It's called Good Earth. I have quite a few cups and glasses from this company. It's Indian. I really like Indian designs. It's so pretty. Anyways, to the next one, and that is the swirly curly one. I'm gonna use the thicker marker, and then we go and make this kind of up and down, up and down. And then you continue that as far as you need on your line, depending on what you're drawing. If you're making a circle or an animal, like that. And then I'll take the finer line. And you can see, like, it doesn't have to be any specific kind of really nice patterned pencils or graphic pencil or anything. It can be just a black pen. Let's see, Living with Morgan is here. Hey, darling, how are you? Here watching with friends, but can't really type. Okay, don't worry. Thank you for joining, Morgan. It's lovely to see you here. I'll catch up with you chatting later, maybe, if you're not on the chat today. So around these swirly curly ones, we make finer lined bumps like this all around. And this makes, again, a nice pattern. If you want, you can fill up this part as well with lines like that. And again, when it's many of them, it makes a beautiful pattern. And if you want, you can spice it up with different colors. Doesn't have to be black and white, so you can obviously make it as creative as you want. I actually quite like this with the smaller lines in the middle. I think I'm gonna use that in my next drawing. So basically, if you're making the mandalas with circles, you make the circles with these patterned lines, and then you fill in the empty spaces with different patterns. I've seen quite a few here on YouTube that make massive ones on walls, and it just looks so cool. I would love to do that one day, just fill out the whole wall with massive mandalas. They're so pretty, aren't they? And I even think, like, you don't even have to be in particularly talented to make cool mandalas, because it's just simple lines. It's more about the patterns, as you can see here. Morgan, if you're still watching, can you see the image clearly? Simone had problems with hers and it said it kept buffering. So I hope that it's clear for you guys. Okay, so that's this pattern. It looks a bit like flowers. like that. Marisa is saying 10 like. Oh, there's 11 likes now. Thank you guys for leaving the thumbs up. It always motivates me to carry on when I see someone's liking. And you guys are always so supportive and nice. Okay, so that's those basic patterns. Charlotte is here again. Thank you. She's saying, I'm sorry I'm late again, but I'll just say thank you for being here again. It's fun to see you here. Let's see. Can I put a little bit more light maybe? There we go. So here are a few basic patterns. Now again, you can make smaller patterns within these small circles. So for example, you can make like a bigger bump and 2 small ones. Color them in maybe. Make another line within it. Just quickly showing you how detailed you can make these zentangles if you want. Like that. And I think on their own, these patterns aren't anything that special. But I think when you add them into drawings, it looks pretty cool. So another thing is when you fill in, let me make a bigger square over here. So now to make this into a drawing, what do you do? If you have a shape like this, for example, I have the fish over here. Imagine this is a fish, yeah? And then you make the pattern all through this shape. So here's another pattern that you can make, which is just, looks a bit like leaves. And you can decide if you color in the leaves or if you color in the background or just leave it like this. And here's another basic shape. That's quite fun to make. And then you fill up, so now that you have the square, just make a few more swirly curly lines inside like that. How are you today, Charlotte? Thank you for joining. How's Jack and Mila? Are they down for a nap or are they drawing with you? What are you guys up to today? You see, I'm filling up the space with this pattern. And then you can simply take, what color shall I take? Light pink. And then you start coloring in the background. And you leave those little bumps white. Just another way of making easy zentangle patterns, which turn out quite nice. And the effect is quite nice because now it's different colored background. So the pattern stands out a little bit more. It's quite gray here in London today. It was about, I think it was about, was it 15, 16 degrees? Went for a run to Battersea Park earlier. Not too sunny, not too summery, but at least it wasn't raining, so we enjoyed our walk anyway. Let's see, Adventurous Live Squad. Well, definitely replay when we get. Hold on. Hey, Charlotte, we are out running this beautiful morning, just stopping by to show love. Thank you so much for stopping by, even though you're out and about. Thank you for playing this on replay. I saw your Play-Doh that you did from last week's online class, and it turned out so great. So Adventurous Live Squad used turmeric for the colors in case you watched last week's class. We made Play-Doh, and I mentioned that you can use nature-friendly stuff to color the Play-Doh, and I mentioned turmeric, and Adventurous Live Squad's Play-Doh turned out fantastic with the turmeric. It was so vibrant in the colors. It was fun to see how it looked. And I saw you guys playing with it, and you tagged me on Instagram so I could see how it turned out. And let's see. Marisa is saying, my sister needs me, gotta go. Sorry, nice chatting. Thank you, Marisa, for joining. Mommy Cleans is saying, Jack's having a nap and Mila watching Frozen 2. I think she'll join in soon. Oh, Frozen 2. I've seen that one. I didn't like it as much as the first one, though. What do you think? Have you seen it? Frozen, the first one, I loved it. And a lot of the kids that I do art with, most of them loved Frozen, the first one. I think kids feel quite free when they watch that one. Because it's like they're breaking free from all the rules and whatnot. But the second one, I don't know, it was quite mystical, wasn't it? Frozen 2, the second one, if you guys seen it. I guess she's a bit older in that one. It was like magical stuff in it. Usually I like magical stuff, but I don't know. Wasn't a big fan of the second one. What's Mila saying? Does she like the second one? Or was the first one better? Charlotte is saying, I like first one best, but Mila seems to prefer the songs in the second one. Was that Into the Unknown? Is Into the Unknown from the second one? I might be mixing it up with something else. I do apologize if that's the case. I think Into the Unknown was from Frozen 2. Okay, here is another basic shape. So here's how it looks like now that I colored in the background. A basic shape for a Zentangle pattern. In this one, I am going to make small bubbles. And these bubbles will be in different sizes. Nothing too precise. Smaller, bigger, and I'm just going to fill in the space again. Another fun way to use Zentangle patterns is to write your name in bubble letters, and then you fill in each letter with different patterns. Makes quite a cool name sign for your doors or for your notebook or whatnot. So I'm filling this in with circles. And again, you can choose if you color in the background or if you make more patterns inside the bubbles. Be creative with the process. There you go. I think I'm gonna color mine in black. And if any of these patterns are useful for you, when I finish this page, I'll put it up on the screen so you can take a screenshot, and then you'll remember the different patterns when you're doing a drawing, so you don't need to watch the whole video again, in case it's useful for someone. So when you put some color to the background, the bubbles themselves stand out a little bit more, and it makes quite a cool effect. There we go. There's the bubbles. Charlotte is saying, and she loves horses in the second one. Yeah, the Into the Unknown is from the second one. I thought so. I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought so. Now the next one that I'm gonna show you in here is, again, when you have a shape that you want to fill in with a pattern. Here is another example. So this is gonna look a little bit like a crown. I'm making those little bumps like this, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 on the other side, roughly the same size there. And then again, you can make more smaller patterns inside here. So now I'm mixing up the different patterns, and I'm gonna add this kind of semicircles all around with a finer line. And I do think that when you mix up fine lines and thicker ones, it makes a cool effect. Makes your drawing look more professional. You see the effect already? It's quite fun. Charlotte, if you're still listening, are you into drawing at all? Or is that more Mila's thing? Do you ever get your pencil out and start doodling on papers? Or do you do any sort of art? So I made a few lines over here. And now, again, you can fill in these lines with different patterns if you want. So you see what I mean? Like you can use all of these basic ones and just make other patterns more interesting. So just make simple lines inside, or circles, or squares, triangles, color it in with different colors. This one, I think I'll make dark circles in here. I remember back in school, when I was a teenager, I used to be doodling this kind of patterns in my notebooks, and it actually helped me concentrate and focus more on what the teachers were saying, even though the teachers, some of them thought that I'm not paying attention, but this is actually my way of paying attention, funny enough. I feel like when I'm doodling and drawing like this, if I'm listening to a podcast or anything else, like in school and class, it helped me focus on what the teacher was saying. I have that kind of mind that I easily drift into daydreaming. So if I listen to a lecture in school or taking some courses and listening to a lecture, if I don't doodle, my mind tends to drift off after a while. I've got a wild imagination. So when I'm drawing like this, it actually helps me focus. I don't know if that's strange or if anyone else feels that way. Do you ever feel like it's easier to focus when you're doodling? What do you think about that one? Quite fun, huh? And it's just a simple pattern. Charlotte is saying, I do enjoy it, but haven't done it for a while because I don't find the time. I'm joining in today though. Oh, fun! So you got your paper out and you're getting crafty, getting creative in your own time. I understand. I know that you're running a busy life with your kids, and now you're back to work as well, aren't you, Charlotte? So it's not so easy always to find time for yourself and to do your own thing. So if you're able to do that now while Jack is napping and Mila is watching a film, I love that you're joining in, because this is not only for the younger artists, this is obviously for all ages. So yes, get creative with us. What are you drawing though? Are you drawing just simple patterns, or did you make any kind of animal or mandala? Shall we do any more patterns, or shall I make a picture instead? Maybe we can make one more here. So let me turn that again, like that. Make a square down here. Let's make one last. Let's see, which one did I not show yet? I showed those ones, I showed that one. The circles, the bubbles, the lines. Here I did the dot technique just to make a little bit of shading towards the end. Charlotte is saying, I'm enjoying the simple patterns. That's nice. It's quite calming, isn't it, to draw these kind of simple patterns. Here, if I just make some lines like that. Oops, I went over the line. Let's pretend that was intentional. See, I went over here. Never mind. And then we fill this one in again. Now we can use different patterns and just make, I don't know, what should we make in here? Can make the triangle one. Make the zigzag pattern all the way through, and again you can make smaller patterns inside the triangles if you want to, depending on how detailed you want to make it. This one I drew when a flight was late. My flight to, where was it again? Was it to Finland maybe? The flight was anyways, it was 2 hours delayed, and I just grabbed a paper and started doodling. And it's just a great way to get time to pass, really, if you have to wait somewhere. If you have an appointment or sitting on a bus or whatnot, you can just doodle away and the time will go quickly. And you see, I'm just using, like, in this one, it's just 3 different colors. So it's the golden and the white and black. Obviously, paper is white, so it's actually just 2 colors. And then you choose which parts you color in. Oh, I know, we didn't make these ones. What do you call them? Spirals. Spirals are quite fun as well. And you can make different shape, different sized ones. And fill in your space with that. So you see, you can make patterns within patterns. There we go. One more in here. There. And then what other patterns can we make? What did I use in here? The dots, the bumps, maybe we can make the bumps. So again, I'll make smaller ones in here, and then they go bigger, bigger, bigger towards the end. There, and I'll color in the in-between space just with black. And again, you can make more patterns inside these ones to make it a bit more interesting. Charlotte, I heard that you're gonna do a live. Is that true? Are you gonna go live for us anytime soon? I would love to join your live sometime. I bet you have a lot of useful tips about cleaning that I could learn from you, because it's really not my favorite thing to do. So any motivation would be helpful. In this one, what shall we make? Just lines, maybe? To make circles? We have those ones in here. Maybe just lines. And again, I'm making the space bigger as we go further away. And again, inside these ones, you can make more patterns. Color it in to define the lines a bit more. And obviously you can add colors to it if you want. How about green? Charlotte is saying maybe she might be going live sometime in the future. I hope so. Maybe you could choose like a specific area that you clean, since you're into cleaning, and do a live about that. Or just a chatty one. It's nice for your audience to get to know you a bit better in person. Feels more personal, you know, when you're on a live, because it's like it's unedited, so you know that it's the real person behind those lives. When you're editing, you can just cut out pieces and stick them together, edit them together. But on live, it is what it is. Okay, I'm adding a little bit of color to this one now, like that. And that is some basic shapes for Zentangle and mandalas. I'm gonna put another line up here because I don't like how rough this one looks. And just like this. I can see 8 people are watching now, so if you want, do let me know in the chat box that you're here. Even if you're not drawing along, do let me know still, because I love seeing who I'm talking to. And also, if you do get creative, no matter how it turns out, it's always fun to see it, so do tag me on Instagram using LDN Art Nanny. And I'm adding a bit more patterns into these ones now to make it fun. This week has gone by so quickly. I can't believe it. It's Saturday already. Feels like yesterday when we were making that homemade Play-Doh last week. And now we are here again. If anyone missed out on the video I posted a couple of days ago, do go and check it out. It's with this paper mache phoenix bird. And it's made out of recycled material. It's super easy to make, even though it might look complicated. So check that one out if you want to. And next video that I will be posting is my collaboration with Joni Young Art. And we made these type of paintings together. So that will be coming up soon as well. I think it should be out by tomorrow, maybe tomorrow afternoon. Charlotte is saying, I like having the option to cut things out. I know, right? That's the thing with lives, is that once it's out there, it's out there. You can't really take it back. But I think that's the nice part about it, because it's so authentic. So if you run a channel, I do recommend going live here and there, just to show your audience that it is the real you, and you are who you are, who you say you are. Also, a lot of art channels, they do the filming from above, and you never hear their voice and you never see their face. You just see their hand going on the paper like that. So you never really know who's behind the artworks and if it's actually them doing it, or if they're posting other people's artworks. So, oh, Viro is here. Hey, thank you for joining. We're talking about Zentangle patterns today. Easy, simple ones, the basic ones. And the mandalas, and how you can use different Zentangle patterns to draw a picture. Here's my little fishy one that you saw on the thumbnail. But yes, Viro is another one. He is an artist, and he also never went, at least I haven't seen you go live yet, Viro. So we're just talking about going live, and if Mommy Cleans will go live anytime soon, just to connect with your audience on a different level. It's always fun to connect with people that are watching your videos. So yeah, go for it, guys. I'll be sure to join in if you do so. So here are my basic shapes for you guys. I'm just continuing this one a little bit more and adding some more lines and details and shades and whatnot. Let me see, Viro, I was watching your videos, but now it doesn't come to my mind. What was the last one that you posted? I saw the rodeo videos, but that's not the last one. That was from last Saturday. What else did you make? Trying to remember. I've seen the ones with the path and like nature picture, but that was also a while back. Blue eagle, that's it. Yes, yes, I saw that one. I was commenting about the eagles as well. So you took part of Dina Tollefson's art challenge. This one is part of Dina Tollefson's art challenge, the Bluebird art challenge. That's the hashtag. So if you click the hashtag under this video, the last one that I posted, you will see everyone's contribution to that one. And the challenge deadline is on the 7th. I think it was on 7th July. So if you didn't take part of that yet and you want to, you still have time to upload a video and take part of Dina Tollefson's Bluebird challenge. And all you need to do is make a picture or an artwork with a bird or something blue in it. So it's actually really easy to take part of it because, I mean, if you are into art and creating, then it can be anything blue or a bird. I like that about Dina's challenges is that she makes it very easy to take part. Because, I mean, adding the color blue to a picture is quite easy, isn't it? Okay, here are a few patterns for your mandalas or zentangles. If you want, you can screenshot this if you're gonna draw them, just to keep it in your memory so you don't need to watch the whole video just to see them. Now, here is the picture that I started working on in last live session. That was a couple of days ago. I do go live a little bit more often now, not only on Saturdays. So this one I was drawing in last live a couple of days ago, and I will continue on this one today. And I'm thinking of actually making this into a t-shirt with the pattern. So let's see how that turns out. If you are watching and if you want to take part of the chat box, do let me know you're here. Let me know if you're drawing along or if you're doing anything else creative at the moment. Again, here you can see the different patterns that I used. So just simple lines. First, I used a thicker marker to draw the flower. So if you want to try to do this, you can draw the flower with a thicker marker and then fill it in with finer lines. And here as well, you see these little bumps and lines. And when they're next to each other, it makes quite a cool effect. So I'm going to continue this cloud to the other side over here. Can I turn the camera a bit more so you can see it? You can see that maybe a bit clearer? I've got so much going on. I'm always like that. I've got so much going on my desk. So I'm going to draw some more over here and continue the clouds down here just by making simple Zentangle patterns. You can do this. Here the clouds are continuing. And as you can see on this side, I made those lines. So I'll make the lines over here as well. And I'll be doodling away down here on my paper. I do still check the chat box. So if you are in here, Do let me know. I actually quite like the idea of printing artworks on t-shirts. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one will turn out when it's printed. Okay, there's a cloud. I'll continue on the other side. So roughly around here. Maybe I should make that line a bit thicker. Yeah, I'll make it with the marker instead. Mila, hey! How are you today? I heard that you were watching Frozen earlier. Frozen 2. I want to show Mila this one since she's joining now. If you want, you can try to draw a fish or a cat. And then you add these small little details inside it. Okay, Mila, are you going to be drawing? Do you have your markers with you? I'm going to make these lines a little bit thicker. And Mila, if you want, you could write your name really big on a paper. And then you decorate it with these patterns to make a really cool sign for your bedroom door. There, and then continue over here. Okay, now I lost my, there it is, my other one. So now I'm just filling this one in with fine lines to make it match the other side. 9 people are watching now. I'm surprised that so many showed up because I haven't really promoted today. Usually I post on Facebook and in Facebook groups to share. But today I didn't really have time for that. So I'm happy that you guys are here. Charlotte is saying she's drawing a cat. That's cool. So you can just draw the basic shape of a cat first, and then you start filling it in with different patterns. So you can use a thicker marker for the outlines, and then use a finer marker or a pencil to make the patterns inside. And you can make it colorful or you can keep it in black and white, you decide. What kind of projects are you doing viral on your channel? I know you post quite frequently. How often do you post? Like four times a week, maybe? I think I've seen quite a few recently. I guess that's the positive side with the lockdown, is that we had more time to do art, which I quite enjoyed. But today is the 4th of July, so now restaurants and bars are opening up in London. and shops and whatnot. You can go shopping these days as well. So things are changing. Okay, I made the clouds on that side, so now it's connected to the other page like this. And then I'm thinking to fill these spaces. I'm not sure if I should make it completely black or add a pattern. Maybe I could make this part black over here to make the hand stand out a bit more. This one as well, maybe. Byro is saying, that's beautiful. Thank you, thank you. I love doodling. Okay, I'm gonna fill in these parts now in black. I should make these lines a bit more precise as well, but I'll do that another time. So now that I fill in these ones, the white parts will stand out a bit more. You see when you add, like here I added a text, and then I decided to, instead of make patterns on the letters, I just colored in the background instead to make love stand out. Vyro and Charlotte, do you know each other? Have you joined each other's channels yet? Both of you are very supportive, so if you want authentic support, do you join each other's channels? I'll fill in this space over here as well. Charlotte is saying, yes, we have, but I need to catch up on videos. I'm really behind at the moment. Aren't we all, Charlotte? Don't be too hard on yourself. I have my few favorite channels that I catch up on a weekly basis. So even if I don't see it straight away when it's posted, I do catch up eventually. And I think I have some on your channel, Charlotte, that I haven't seen yet. But I will get to it eventually. So don't worry at all. You do everything in your own time. Vyro also took part of the challenge that I did. If you saw my phoenix bird, he's part of that same challenge. So he posted a video about that recently. I think just simply using two different sized lines can make quite an interesting picture. This is such a basic picture, but I do like how it's turning out just because of the two different sizes. If everything was drawn with this one, it wouldn't be as fun. But I'm liking this, if I do say so myself. Okay. Hold on. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock already. If you heard that, that was David saying from the other room that he's going to watch football. So if you hear some football sounds in the background, you know what it is. I told him that he's okay to watch football from 3 o'clock because it's Man United playing. That's his favorite team. So, yes, Football is on. Is anyone else into football in here? I'm so totally not into football. It's really not my thing, but it will be playing in the background now. And my art class, the online art, you guys, if there's people on. So I'm gonna leave it on even though we passed 1 hour. So this is how far I got now. Now I colored in those parts and I do like how it turned out with the hand popping out a little bit more. I'm even thinking to add some sort of a pattern, maybe to this side here, around the hand. But I do need to be quite particular in what type of pattern I put because it's so close to the line. So what do you guys think? What pattern shall I add? Lines, I put so many lines already, so I don't want to make that one. But maybe I could make those bumps, side bumps. Yeah, maybe I could make like this type. That could work. So if I add that from the outside in and then make this line black, how will that look? I hope I'm not going to spoil it because I really like how this is turning out. But that's the risk I'm going to take now. And I am adding those bumps around. If I make the bigger ones and one small on each side like that. Looks fairly okay, I'd say. Let me turn this one down. So I'm adding that line over here now. If I spoil it, I'm spoiling it on live. Charlotte, you see what I'm doing? I'm on live and I'm taking risks with spoiling my artwork in front of you. Isn't that crazy? Crazy, crazy. I hope it will turn out okay. Simone tried to join earlier, but her internet wasn't working, so she wasn't able to stay on, unfortunately. But she said she's gonna watch the replay instead. It's a shame because Caleb and Neva have been taking part of every single art class since lockdown. Can you hear the football in the background? Charlotte is saying, I think it's looking great. Thank you so much. You're always so kind and so supportive. Do you have the weekend off, Charlotte, or will you be working? No, I wonder if I add a little circle maybe inside here. Speaking about football, we walked past Watford players today and the manager. They're playing in London. They're playing against Chelsea, so they're playing in the Chelsea Stadium, which is quite close to here. I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about football, but David told me. Okay, there's the bumps on the way. Now I'm gonna color it in. Not color it in. I'm gonna make lines here in the middle to kind of make a bit of a contrast to the white hand. There, how's that looking? There, I added some lines to it. So you see this one now is looking a bit more gray against the hand instead of just being the same shade. So yes, maybe it's working out after all. Happy I didn't destroy it completely. How's Mila's cat coming along? Did you finish it already, or are you still there, Mila? I think because the lockdown is easing and you can move around and go to restaurants and whatnot, a lot of people aren't online today. Usually we got quite a chatty crowd, but it's a bit more quiet today, but that's okay. I am happy with the guys who are here. I think the most we had at once was 20 people taking part at the same time. Now we're down to 8. She turned it into a monster! Mila, is it a scary monster? What kind of monster did you make? Does it have sharp teeth? Is it a friendly monster? Please tell me it's a friendly one. And what color is it? Did you put any color to it? Here we go. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit quiet while I doodle away. Jack is awake, so I'm just going to get him, but Mila is still drawing. Thank you, Charlotte. A yellow scary monster. And Viro is showing an alien sign now. I'm not quite sure what that means. Are you being an alien? Are you drawing, Viro? Are you just being spooky? I am adding lines, lines, lines all the way till the end. Like that. And continue in between the fingers. Can you see that this is my hand? How shall I turn my hand so you see it the right way? Like that. Oh, now I got marker lines on my fingers as well. That's not great. And it's Sharpie as well, so it doesn't go away when you wash it. Never mind. I guess I need to have a bath so it will go away. I will keep doodling away a bit longer still. I know we passed 1 hour now, but never mind. When football is on, I always doodle anyway, because David always watches it, and I am really not into it, so I'd rather be drawing with you guys. How is football big in Indonesia? Do you guys watch Premier League in Indonesia? Trying not to get the lines to go over on the fingers. I wonder if football stadiums can have audience by now. I know they were playing to an empty stadium during the lockdown. But now it sounds like there is audience in the stadium. Indonesia football is crap. Yeah, but I mean, do you guys watch the Premier League from England in Indonesia? You know, in Finland, where I come from, it's still, even though the Finnish people are not that into football, well, some are, but not as much as here. They still watch the Premier League. So, do you think I should add these bumps and lines to this side as well? Maybe I should. Yeah, let's do that. So, adding these flowery patterns here as well. One big and two small. One big, two small. Oops, that one is a bit closer than the other ones, so never mind. It's getting late in Indonesia now, right? Now it's 3 o'clock in London. Pyro is saying, I like David Beckham. Okay. You might have come on later. I mentioned in the beginning that we went for a jog to Battersea Park earlier here in London. And rumors has it that David Beckham plays football there every now and then. Battersea Park is massive. So it has a lot of like football pitches and stuff like that. And also Bob Marley played football in Battersea Park when he lived in London in late 70s, 80s. Bob Marley lived in Chelsea. And that is just across the river from Battersea, so he was playing football in Battersea Park as well. Bob Marley was one of my big idols when I was a teenager. And I even had black dreads. I should share a picture on some of my videos and I share my backstory. I had black dreads down to my hips. Or maybe down to my waist at least. It wasn't only his music that I loved, I also love his message and mentality. Very conscious and very aware guy. It's 22:10 where you are, okay. I can see 14 likes already. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Viro, I was asking me, you didn't reply. When are you doing a live? I'm still waiting for you to connect with your audience and jump on a live so they can see who you are and who the man behind the artworks are. It's really annoying to draw. Do you have notebooks with this kind of bumps? It's so annoying to draw when your hand hits this side. So I'm kind of having to go over that, but you see, my hand is like leaning against it. So my lines are not as defined. I'm looking forward to scanning this picture and placing it on a t-shirt. Let's see how that will work. That will be my first t-shirt design. I also wanted to make a ZENTANGLE lion and also a bird, similar to these ones. I don't have confidence to do a live video. Why, Art? Why, Viral? What intimidates you about being live? You don't have to speak if you don't want to. You can do the same way you do your art videos. You just film from the top. And if something goes wrong, you can always just delete the video. Aha, I can just turn the paper. How clever is that? Now I won't lean against that one. And I'm like living proof on that it doesn't have to be perfect. Whatever you create is just what you create, and it's just fun to chat with your audience and they get to see you a little bit more. I mean, if you're doing tutorials, I guess it's nicer to do filmed ones because you can cut out the boring parts. Like, it's not very entertaining to watch me draw lines right now. I am aware of that. But I mean, you still chat with the people that are there, and yeah. I do encourage everyone that has a channel to jump on a live. There, I finished the lines. I think I'm gonna refine these ones a little bit more as well. Maybe make them a bit more pointy. Let's see. Yep. What is next for this picture? Let's see. Mew Mew Samurai. Hi. Where are you joining from? I don't think I've seen your channel name before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you change your name, or am I connected to your channel? I'm not sure. But thank you for joining. How are you today, and where are you joining from? These are just like drawings and paintings that I've done in my art classes with kids. Nothing specific. There is no reason for them being up here anymore. So I'm gonna take those ones down. This one we made in, you remember this drawing? We started this one in one art class, online art class here, and then we continue it another time. And this was just like a kid-friendly painting, so that's why we added like kid-friendly way of drawing animals. So you are new to my channel. How did you hear about my channel? Did YouTube recommend it, or did someone share it with you? How did you find this stream? I need to check out yours as well. Was it Micah that wanted the spider? Maybe Micah or Neva. I think Neva wanted the bunny. Mew Mew Art, where are you joining us from, and what kind of art do you do? Eve Harvey Art, yes, Yes, we did connect. Okay, so were you part of one of her lives then? Because I jump on her lives every now and then. She does a lot of doodling and that sort of lives. Maybe, do you do art as well then, as we connected on an other art channel? I do need to check out yours as well after we finish here. I do anime and cartoon. That is so exciting. Super exciting. I wanted to, is it digital or hand drawings? I wanted to get into to digital art at some point. I was even applying to study graphic design in Finland. And I made it quite far, but I didn't make it all the way. So then I kind of left that for a while, but I do still love painting and drawing, and it's part of my everyday life, but I never really continued the journey on digital. So you're saying it's both digital and paper. So do you start like drawing on a paper and then you scan them and continue digitally? That is super exciting. So I'm actually going to do that with this drawing. I'm going to scan this one and continue it on my laptop, but I'm not going to continue the drawing part because I'm not that good at, like, I use Photoshop here and there, but I quite like doing artworks on hand, by hand. And yeah, I'm going to continue with like making frames and whatnot on the laptop later. So as you join later, I was sharing different like ZENTANGLE patterns that you can use when you're drawing simple ZENTANGLEs. I'm actually gonna add a little bit more black to that one. Since both of you in the live chat now, you're both artists, who inspires you most at the moment? Who do you go to for inspiration, and what kind of styles do you like? Okay, there's the patterns. I got a Wacom tablet for my 10th birthday, but before I was only on the paper. For your 10th birthday? So how old are you? I thought YouTube was not allowed for people under 13, but maybe I'm wrong. Wasn't that something about the COPPA law as well, that you have to be you are 11. I thought you have to be 13 to join YouTube. Okay, you're very young. It's nice to meet you, and I'm looking forward to seeing your digital art. I will definitely go and check it out after. Do you do any sort of ZENTANGLE or mandalas or anything like that? I know you're into cartoons, so it's a little bit far off, but you're saying my dad runs half my channel. Okay, that makes sense then. So maybe you are signed in your dad's account and then you do your own art on it. Would you ever try anything like this, like ZENTANGLE patterns? Is there anything that is of interest for you? I think now that I put it there, I see, and I want to color that one in as well in this part. I'm gonna do that now. It's your account, okay. But it's good that your dad helps you out as well. Do you know a channel called Caleb's Great Adventures? He's a boy and he is posting videos about what he and his siblings are up to. He has a brother and a sister, It's quite a fun channel that you might like because he's roughly your age. And he's also into art. He did a big painting with his sister, and they painted a ship on the sea. And he usually takes part of this Saturday session, but they had problems with their internet connection, so he's not on today. But usually he's here as well, and he's taking part of the different art sessions that we do on Saturdays. I'm on here every Saturday at the same time, 2 p.m. BST. So we do these free online art classes and chat and draw and get creative together. Maybe, but it is a little far off. I don't know. I will have to check. Okay. I guess you meant the ZENTANGLE is a bit far off from what you normally do. I guess so, if you're doing cartoons and whatnot. Is this picture ready, or shall I make something on these clouds? Oh, that one I need to color in. I'm always like that. When I think I finished something, I keep finding things that I want to add, and I never really finish a piece. There. Okay, I think I'll call it finished. You're saying, I think you should color it. It looks done to me. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this on black and white, and then I might try different colors after I scan it. So I want to make t-shirts with these designs, and then I might add different colors on the laptop and try it out for different t-shirts backgrounds. As I mentioned, I do art classes in London. And one of my art kids, he's actually only 3 years old, and when he was 2, he learned how to draw the face. I mean, he's a baby still, and he's learning how to hold the markers and whatnot. So I decided to print a t-shirt for him, and I'm gonna give this to him on Monday when I meet him. So let's see, I think it should be his size, and it will be looking cool on him. So the same way I made this t-shirt, I'm gonna make with this design and make like a frame around it and add it to a t-shirt as well. And if it turns out nice, I'm gonna order it, and you'll see me wearing that t-shirt on some of my lives in the future, if it works out. Might not, might or might not. Let's see. I've got a lot of different artworks that I've been working on. I was thinking of putting this one on a t-shirt as well, maybe with some text around it. Yes, it's for a t-shirt. This design is for a t-shirt, and then I'm gonna add like a different colored frame around it, just a border to the drawing. And also with this one, if I add this one to a t-shirt, I'm gonna add some text around it. And yeah, instead of buying t-shirts from other brands, I'm just gonna make my own. And I mean, buying branded t-shirts is already quite expensive, so to print your own artworks on t-shirts, I think is quite a fun idea. This individual, so no one else in the world will have the same t-shirt as you, unless someone buys it, of course. If they turn out nice, I will put them out for sale. Okay, now someone is saying, hello friends, with a thumbs up, but your channel name is Chibei Junior? Did I say that right? I think Manchester United just scored. If you hear the cheers from the other room, sounds like it. Chibe Junior, is that your name? From Indonesia as well. Okay, Viro is from Indonesia as well. Are you doing art on your channel, or what's your channel about? Tell us about yourself. 14 likes now. Thank you, guys. That's very kind of you. Let me see what is going on. So we got 9 people on and not many are chatting. If you want to have a chat, say hello in the chat box and let me know what you're up to today, how your day is looking. Show it when it's printed on a t-shirt. I'd love to see. Yes, Viral, I will definitely show how. So this one will be on a t-shirt design. And yes, I will see how it will turn out. And if it turns out nice, then I'll put it out for sale as well, so anyone can buy it. Do you guys know each other, Viro and Chibe? Am I saying that right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm gonna add. I'm seeing it now through the camera, so I'm gonna add a line around here, make it a bit more defined. This one. This is what I'm saying. I always continue drawings once I think they're done, but never mind. I know it must be late for you guys then. If you're both in Indonesia, it's 10:30 now for you guys. And for me, it's just the afternoon. So we are gonna have dinner a bit later. Still need to decide what we're having for dinner. What did you guys have for dinner today? Any ideas? Yes, you guys should connect, especially since you're from the same country. I'm gonna define these lines a little bit, clean up the picture. Can you hear the football in the background? It would be fun to try to make a lion one. I don't know if I should just try, maybe sketch a lion. I don't want to do it in this book though. I want to make a lion ZENTANGLE drawing. So how should I do that? Let's see, I've got white paper here. If I was to make a lion, maybe like this. So if I make the first shape of the head, roughly like that. Then we got the nose part around here. This is just a rough sketch now. And I'll just define it if it looks okay. Trying to make it quite like polygonal so that I can make the patterns on it. Then the chin goes down here. There. Got the cheekbones. Here's the eyes, it's up here roughly. Got the ears up here. And the rest Oh, I know what would be fun, to give the lion Viking braids. What do you think about that? Could that be fun? A lion with a mane, and his mane will be Viking braids. I'll just define the nose a little bit more, make it black in there. I shared with you guys in the other live that I had a really beautiful dream about a lion once. It was a lucid dream, so I was kind of awake in the dream. And I was walking down the beach. It was an empty beach. It was just me and the lion, and we were walking down the beach, and the lion was like big, like the Narnia lion, and it was walking next to me, just really peacefully and calm. And first I was a bit afraid, but then I realized that the lion was there to protect me. So since then I've been really into lions. So what I meant about Zentangle patterns is you first draw a basic shape like this, and then you start filling in the drawing with these kind of patterns. There we go, there's the ear. And the other ear. There. And then I'll add beauty of colors. Hello, thank you for joining. Where are you joining from today? Where in the world are you? As you can see from the title, today we're talking about Zentangle patterns. And we are quite far into the live now, but in the beginning I talked about a few basic Zentangle patterns and mandala patterns that you can use when you draw Zentangle drawings. You are from India. We got so many Indians and also Indonesia. This glass is from India. I was just saying before. Do you know this brand? This is an Indian brand. So I have a lot of products from that one because I have clients from India and they bring me beautiful gifts when they come over to London. So yeah, I have cups and glasses and scarves and whatnot from India. You guys do beautiful, beautiful designs. I love that. What part of India are you from? Around like New Delhi or Goa or some smaller parts? I started drawing a lion now. Pune. I'm not sure if I know where. No, I don't know where Pune is. Sorry, I need to look that up. Vira is saying that my tattoo is kind of like a Zentangle art as well. Do you know what? I wanted this one. I got a long time ago when I was 17, 18, and I wanted to make like a mandala pattern around it because I don't really like that this much anymore. But yeah, I'm thinking about putting some sort of a mandala around it to make it a bit more up to date of who I am today. Now let's see the ears. I'll make that a bit thicker as well. Are zentangles and mandalas originally from India? I have a feeling it could be from India. I haven't looked into the history of it, actually. I should have before I did this live. But if anyone can educate me about that, I'd love to know. Whoa, at 17, Viro says. Yes, I was very young when I got my tattoos. I've got 3 tattoos, actually. I got 2 small angels on my back, and then I got some spiral things over my ribs, and then I got that flower. All of them when I was quite young. So now I need to put some more colors and details to it. Are you guys into tattoos at all? I guess if it was now, I might not get them, but as I have them, I don't mind them being on there. It's just kind of, I got used to it. Okay, I need to make the face features. Viro is saying mandala arts originally from Asia and Native America. You meant America, right? Okay, so Indians in the Native Americans, I find their culture so interesting, and if you know any like documentaries about that, I would love to watch, because I love learning more things about different ethnical groups. So they have different patterns. Okay, I have to look that up. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing, Vero. Native Americans, so are they somehow related to Asians since they have some things in common? Okay, I'm not going to speak anything more about that because I really don't know. But lady, good morning. Not sure I will have internet for long. Oh, what's going on with your internet, lady? Thank you for joining, though. We are talking about, as you can see from the title, we're talking about Zentangle patterns and just mandalas and whatnot. So I started off with showing a few patterns that I've drawn earlier in the live, and then we went on to finishing off this picture with Zentangle patterns. And now I'm drawing a lion. Viro is saying, I read in Wikipedia. Thank you for looking that up for us, Viro, and educating us on that Zentangles and mandala patterns come from Asia and Native Americans were drawing them. That makes sense, because if you think about like dream catchers and whatnot, they look kind of similar to that, and that's also from Native Americans, right? I think. I really like dream catchers as well. I have a video on when I made one, but I think I want to make a bigger one, and also one without color, because I put like turquoise color to it, and it's just a little bit too vibrant for the bedroom. So I wanted to make like a white, bright one with white feathers on it for the bedroom wall. Lady, what are you up to today? How are you, and how's Bill? It must be early for you. You're in Canada or America? Well, you are in America, but the States. Canada, right? Canada, yes. Right? Sorry, my memory is horrible. Lida is saying they are working on the new finer optics in the building. Right, okay, so they might snap the internet for you. You know, the days we are living in, just a day without internet feels a little bit unbearable. I think I should have a day here and there where I completely stay offline and just kind of go for walks and do meditation and exercise and stuff like that, and just stay off, because I am so used to being online literally all the time. So yeah, losing internet for a day here and there might be a good idea, I think. Lead is saying it's 7:45 in Vancouver, Canada. Okay, I have never been to Canada before, but from my understanding, it is quite similar to the Nordic countries in the terms of like you have 4 seasons and you get proper winters with snow and stuff like that. And Lidi, you've been to Finland as well. You actually been to the city where I was born. I was born in Jakobstad, where you said that you've been. So you've seen where I come from, and it's quite similar to Canada, isn't it? Vancouver. Obviously, you have bigger cities than we have in Finland, but other than that, it's quite similar, isn't it? That is AM, yes. So I understood. And it's raining where you are. It has been raining and pouring down in London for days as well. Today is just grayish. It's like 16 degrees Celsius. So it's not ideal summer weather, but it's not raining at least. Let's see if we get some summer degrees back sometime soon. So I am drawing my little lion over here. And as mentioned, I will give this lion Viking braids. If I ever get that far, let's see. Viro is saying, brrr. Is it cold where you are? Or are you just saying that to what Lidi was saying? Or was it me? I guess Indonesia is quite hot compared to Europe and compared to Vancouver at the moment. Okay, what's next for this little lion? I guess I need to define this line, but I can't really decide how big these cheeks. Hold on, a lion has a nose. The cheekbones are quite high up here. Maybe I need to make like go in and out. Yeah, I'll do like this. Let's see if I mess it up. In and out and in again. Does that work? Did I think Manchester United is scoring if you hear the shoutings. Viro is asking if I've been to tropical countries. I lived in Turkey, which was like 45 degrees when I lived there. I've worked in Florida, which is it was around, I think, around like 30-ish degrees when I was there. But I haven't really lived like a long time in tropical countries. No, I haven't. I come from the north and I am used to colder temperatures. I don't do well in hot countries, especially if there's no air condition. Like here in London, we don't have air condition. So when it gets like hotter than like 25 degrees Celsius, it is too hot. It's too boiling. And when you sit on the buses, it's just like, it's ridiculous because you don't get any fresh air or any cooler air conditioned air. So yeah, I prefer it between like 15 to 25 degrees is nice for me. Lidi is saying, yes, it is. Also, if you drove the west coast of Norway, it would be like driving from Vancouver to Whistler. Oh, it's sports night. Yes, it's sports night. It's Manchester United is playing right now. I don't even know against who because I couldn't care less about football. I do apologize if I offend anyone by saying that. But yeah, I'm not a big football fan. But yeah, David is watching football in the other room, so that's why I'm staying online and chatting with you guys instead. That's what I always do when there's football, and I go to my art room and I start doodling and doing my own art. Okay, so yeah, I think it would be nice to visit Vancouver one time. Never been to any parts of, like, I've been to the States, but I've never been to Canada. So one day I do hope to join you in Canada. Let's see, I'm gonna connect this line now. There we go. You are online very early, by the way, Lily. Now, what shall we do about the eyes? Shall I keep the eyes open or shut? It looks like this one has like heavy eyelids. Can make it like that, a little bit like going up and then down a bit. I'll put the eye in here. It looks like it's blinking with one eye. Manchester United versus Bournemouth. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry, beauty of colors. Are you watching football as well then? Okay, I'm making one of the eyes like that, and I'm gonna make smaller defined lines inside the eye. I think it's half term now because it went quiet in the other room. Correct. He's saying correct. Half time. Okay. My lion has one eye, and I think it actually looks quite fun for one of it to be winking, so I'm gonna keep the other one closed. Let's make the other line down here. What I see, I mean, in Asia, we're coming towards an end of the day, but Lily, for you, it's morning. What's your plans for the day? Anything fun coming up? What are you and Bill gonna get up to? And are you still in lockdown, or are you able to move around a bit more? Have you been able to meet your grandkids and spend time with family, or what's going on down your end? It's 4th of July. Hold on, 4th of July, yeah. So now we are opening up a little bit more in London. Restaurants are open and cafes are open and you can go shopping. But I mean, we are still staying fairly close to home. I'm not gonna be traveling or going anywhere anytime soon, I don't think. Even though this is a male lion, I kind of feel like giving it some pretty eyelashes. Have you, by the way, seen the channel Ultimate Paper Mache? I watch that channel a lot because I do a lot of paper mache projects. If you saw my last video, I posted my paper mache phoenix bird. And Ultimate Paper Mache, she uses fake lashes for her sculptures. So the ones that pretty ladies use when they are getting ready for a night out, just the same ones that you can buy from a shop. She's using for her sculptures, and I thought that was such a fun idea that I need to try that for some of my sculptures. But yes, I am gonna give this lion some pretty little lashes. Lashes and braids. Viking braids. How about that? I'm actually quite liking this lion. Not too bad, huh? But now it looks a bit like, I don't know, like a wolf or something. Like maybe the pointy ears make it look like a wolf. Oh, I didn't even realize I had a second paper underneath. Never mind. We are in phase 3. The 4th is US holiday. Yes, of course. Happy 4th of July. We have been seeing the grandkids, but social distancing as best as we can. I guess, yeah, now that it's summertime, maybe you can spend time outdoors as well when you meet your family. It's a bit safer than being in a closed space. Pyro is saying lashes, blush, and lipstick. Yes, why not make it into a pretty lion? Now I should make a video on how to draw braids, how to draw Viking braids. But first I have to practice. So I'll practice with you guys, and if I'm able to do it, I might make it into a proper video at some point. Let's see, do I need to put the light on? Can you see me clearer now? Do you remember this light? I don't always keep it on because it's a bit blinding, especially when you're drawing on a white paper. But yes, now you can see me super clearly, can't you? This is a great light. I do recommend getting it if you don't have a ring light. Braids. So how do we draw braids? If I make it like the back of the head is roughly, wait, the middle is up here. So that will be like the parting. Then the back of the head will be around here, right? Am I completely off right now, or am I making a fool out of myself? There we go, it's roughly down there. And then I'll make the braids coming down on the side over here. It's making me think a little bit now. So I'll make the lines like that. And then the braids going down over here. How to draw Viking braids. Here we go. I can feel a tutorial coming on. So let's put it like this and like this. Yes, this is gonna work out, I think. There we go. I'm gonna make this with a thick line because it worked out fine. There we go. Lady, do you ever do lives? I haven't seen you on live before. It would be nice to have a little sit down with you and grab a cup of tea and have a chat. Okay, that is quite fun. Yeah, I'll put the other one roughly until here. There we go. There's actually quite a few of those football matches on today, I saw. Speaking of football. I wonder if I could get away with playing, if I could get away with playing, what do you call it? High frequency sounds, just on a low note in the background, because I love listening to that when I'm drawing. Okay, so now it's got braids. What else? What else? We need to make the eyebrows. Lily is saying, I may lose you now. See what happens. Okay, well, thank you for joining. If you're not on anymore, thank you for taking part anyways, as long as you could. I think I won't stay on here much longer myself. Just want to make some sort of patterns on these braids. Let's make the lashes go down on this side. And then I'll make some lines for the braids. So now if you were to make this into a Zentangle, Vero is saying, I gotta go. I will wake up early tomorrow for biking. Okay, enjoy your bike ride tomorrow, and thank you so much for staying and taking part of this Zentangle session. I've been on here for 2 hours now, so can't blame you if you need to take off. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm making these lines for the braids. And again, as I was saying, you can add Zentangle patterns if you're drawing a lion. You can continue the lines with different patterns like I did in this drawing. Bye-bye, Viro. Bye. And I think the more defined you make the lines, the cooler it will look. And again, mixing thick lines with thin lines is quite fun. Another thing I need to do today is I need to film my intro for my collaboration with Joni Young. It should be out tomorrow. We already made the painting part, but I need to film the intro and edit that video so I can put it out for you guys. I'm looking to do more and more of the collaboration videos now. as it's quite fun to connect with other YouTubers that way. So now let me show you, I'm just making those lines for the braids. So basically just make whichever direction the hair is moving, you'll pull it that way. And this will obviously take a while to complete the whole hair. Thank you. Beauty of Colors, what's your real name? I remember that I am part of your channel as well. I remember your name. So I'm making more and more lines and then adding a little bit more thickness to the end of it to make the line defined. And it kind of helps the eye when it's looking at a picture to see like what's the shadow, what's the line. So adding a little bit more thickness to the line here and there will make it look much better. So if you compare these lines to those lines, it's quite a big difference. And it's just such a simple thing to do, just adding a little bit more thickness here and there to make it look nicer. I've drawn and made so many Zentangle pictures in my life. I've got like piles and piles of notebooks and artist books where I've been drawing and making these since I was a kid. So I do really enjoy making these ones, and I might make some proper tutorials as well. Now I'm just doing a live, so it's a bit different than making a tutorial where you just jump into it and describe something in a couple of minutes. Now I'm just on here doodling and chatting with you guys, so I might make a video at some point where I describe this a little bit better. I like to keep it anonymous, okay? That's a little bit mysterious. I like the name of your channel though, Beauty of Colors. It's quite romantic, isn't it? Beauty of Colors. Okay, so I've showed how I do the hair. Now inside the ears, I think I'm gonna do this kind of like bubbles to make a pattern in here. Just define lines again. And as you see, I'm not using any sort of specific graphic pen. You can just use a normal one. I do like ink pens though, but I run out, so I'm just using this one now. When you see, I'm just making small patterns inside the line. So first draw your animal or whatever you're drawing, a heart or your name or whatever you're making, and then use a finer line to make the details inside. Thanks. Actually, my dad suggested the name for my channel. That's very sweet. How old are you and how old is your dad? We had an 11-year-old joining earlier, so you never know the ages of the audience, which we always have to keep in mind, even though YouTube is not really meant for for younger ones under 13. Now I heard Bournemouth. That's how you pronounce it. Bournemouth and Manchester United is playing in the background. That's not licensed, is it? You're 21, okay. And you are into art. Is your channel only about art, or do you share other things as well? I used to have my channel only for art, but I recently changed it into my own name so that I can share all sorts of things and have a little bit of a broader content. But I still do mainly art videos because that's a big part of my identity and who I am. I love drawing and painting and making sculptures and whatnot. And that's what I do for a living as well. I run art classes for kids. There, that's how it looks like with one ear colored in. Or filled with pattern, not colored in. Okay, shall we make some more lines maybe? Continue that one over here. Only art on your channel, okay. I think it's quite nice that your dad was helping you out with the name Beauty of Colors. Is that your main occupation, painting, or do you do something else? Like, do you have a different job, or are you studying something? I'll join this line over here. You're very good at drawing, you're saying. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you to say. I don't know if I'm good or not good, or who's to say what's good and bad, but I really do enjoy drawing. That's something I can do morning till evening and not even knowing that time is passing by. I love drawing and painting. I guess we become better at whatever we enjoy doing. Okay, that's a few more lines. There. I am currently doing masters in English literature. That is so interesting. Okay, I think Manchester United scored again. Woo! What else shall we do on this beautiful lion picture? I will obviously complete those lines, but maybe not all at once. I think I should add something down here, shouldn't I? If I make... Do you know what? I should have made the braid going a little bit like to the side and behind something here. Don't like how they go just straight down like that. Looks a bit silly, but never mind. They're there now. It looks a bit like this lion is wearing a wig. Do you know Pippi Longstocking with the long braids? It looks a bit like that. But never mind. It's just a drawing. Doesn't matter. Kind of feel like making a peace sign over here. Maybe on the forehead. That didn't turn out nice at all. I'm spoiling it now. Look at that. You're saying color it. Yeah. I don't know how far I'll take this drawing, to be honest. Let's see how it turns out. If I keep messing it up, then I'll just take it as a lesson and then I'll make another one in a different way at another point. I practice what I preach of not taking too much pressure on your artworks and kind of just enjoying the process. And if it doesn't turn out the way you wanted, no harm done. It's just a paper. So you can always start over. What can I do about these braids to make them go away? Maybe I can color them with black here. Just make them end here. If I color this part black, that could work. Add whiskers and color it. Yes, whiskers actually. I do need to add whiskers. Good thinking there. Let's add some whiskers to this guy. There's the whiskers. And now I think I'm gonna make like a cloud or something to cover those ones because I don't like the way those braids ended. Maybe this could be like a dark bush or something and it's peeking from behind. Like that, I'll just cover it. Exactly. Art is about having fun and playing around with colors and expressing yourself. And I'll cover this one in black. Yes, I feel better already. That looks nicer. I don't like how those ones ended at all. And not to run out of black ink, I'm gonna use a watercolor. Do I have a brush somewhere? Let's take some black from here. There, I'm just covering it in as if that never happened. There we go. Covered like that. And on the other side. And I might actually use white to draw on top of it once it's dried, to make it into leaves in white. And as this is a ZENTANGLE live, I'm gonna add ZENTANGLE patterns in the middle of this bush. Let's see, so I'll make this type. In here. Now let's see, what shade shall I put? A bit of wiggly lines. Those clouds look super cool. Thank you so much. I think I'm gonna make it into a bush actually. I'm gonna make it into a bush so it's like peeking out from behind the bush. And you just make like wiggly lines. Like that. And around these lines, I'm gonna add small leaves. And I'll make another line over here. There. And another one down here. There. Clouds and leaves. Maybe one more over here. And then I'll color the background. What color should we put? Maybe a light green. Spectacular. Now that is a big word for something quite messy, but thank you. You're so kind. Oh, I got so much going on again on my table over here. I love the smell of Sharpies, by the way. Is that a bit weird? I know it's like toxic, but I guess it's because I remind myself of drawing anytime I smell it. So, and when I'm drawing on painting, I'm at my happiest, I think. Same here. I like the smell of markers and also fresh paint. We had the house repainted last week, a few days ago, and the whole house was smelling of fresh paint. And most people don't like that, but I really enjoyed it actually. But I guess that's because I love painting. So adding a second layer of black to that bush now because it's a little bit transparent still. There. Oops, I nearly dipped it in my drinking water. There. So, question is, what shall I do with this space over here? Maybe we should make some sort of like flower pattern or something like that. So this will be like a little bit of a like hippie lion. So if I make a flower pattern down here, let's see how that works out. And as there's gonna be quite a few of them, I'm gonna make it super simple. And then I'll color it in black in between. Doesn't have to be the same size. Just gonna fill in this space with flowers. So when you're doing Zentangle art, you kind of fill in spaces with different patterns.
Absolutely, Rio. 2 goals he scored today is taking it to 15 this season. 15 in 41 appearances in the competition. So let's not forget that he hasn't started that many games until recently, but he's had that ability to come off the bench and make an impact. And he's another one to add to this growing mix of talented English players. And you think about the former line that England can have, let alone Manchester United.
There's a few flowers and leaves. I'm gonna do these ones up to the whiskers at least. There, and all the way up to here. Okay. So there's the flowers, there's the bush, started the hair, I did one ear, the other one will be the same, and just continuing this hair with these different patterns. But I think I'm gonna leave it here for today. I think I need to take a break from drawing for a bit and maybe grab a coffee and get on with the day. Beauty of colors. Do you have any other plans for the day, or what are you gonna do after this? Thank you so much. Beauty of colors is saying it's looking great. Well, it is what it is, right? It's not perfect, but I had fun and I tried it out. Next time I do a lion, I will do it a bit different, and I will continue this at another point, in another live maybe, or I'll start a new one. But thank you so much for taking part, and I shall see you in my next video, which will be this painting. So enjoy your movie, Beauty of Colors, and I will speak to you guys soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.